New York, great state. But one of the not so great things about it is that it has one of the highest personal income tax rates in the country. The rate tops out at 10.9%, and if you live in New York City, then you must pay a city income tax that can range from 3% to 3.9% for single filers. So, therefore, it's no surprise that a lot of people are considering leaving the Big Apple. Unfortunately for New Yorkers, the state government is known for being really aggressive in pursuing former residents for taxes. A CNBC article from 2024 reported that the state of New York sent out over 770,000 audits for 2022, which is really unbelievable. And now they're using AI to do even more audit work. You have to be really careful about how you execute the move, because leaving New York tax residency is more than just packing your bags and renting a U-Haul. It requires timing, it requires planning. You need to navigate complex tax laws. This guide, which we'll cover today, will walk you through all the steps you need to take to protect yourself from ongoing tax obligations. But before we do that, please hit that like button. It helps us out in the algorithm so we can get this content to more people who need to hear it. So let's dive in. First, it's crucial to understand how New York defines residency. The state government relies on two main tests to determine if you are a resident for tax purposes. The first is the domicile test, and the second is the statutory resident test. Recall from our previous videos that your domicile is your permanent home. It's the place that you intend to return to after any temporary travels. Now, if New York is your domicile, then the state is going to consider you a tax resident regardless of where you physically live. Even if your domicile is in another state, New York can still consider you a statutory resident if you maintain a permanent place of abode in the state and spend more than 183 days there in a single tax year. This means that a second home or an apartment that you keep in New York could be a big red flag for tax authorities. To legally and completely sever ties with New York, you need to be proactive and you need to be systematic. First, you need to establish a new domicile. Officially establish a new permanent home in another state. Ideally, choose a state with no income tax like Florida or Texas. Then you need to relocate your belongings. Move your personal valuables like art, jewelry, even pets out of New York. Tax authorities have used these items as evidence of continued presence in the state. Next, you want to spend time in your new state. To avoid being classified as a statutory resident, you must spend fewer than 183 days in New York during a tax year. Keep a detailed log of your travel to prove your physical presence elsewhere, whether that's another state or another country. You also want to transfer your driver's license and vehicle registration. Get a new state ID, register any vehicles in your new state as soon as you qualify for residency. You also want to make sure you register to vote in your new state, because registering to vote is a clear demonstration of your intent to integrate into a new community. Make sure you update your financial accounts, notify your bank, credit card companies, any other financial institutions of your new address, and make sure you're getting all your mail sent to your new location. Don't forget to notify your employer. Make sure they know your new address so they can do what they have to do, tax withholding, making sure they're paying into the right unemployment fund. You also want to file a change of address form with the IRS. The form you need is 8822. That lets them know that you're living somewhere else. After that, you want to make sure you cut all economic and social ties with New York. That includes selling or renting out any properties, closing local bank accounts, changing doctors and other service providers, and canceling local memberships, subscriptions, anything that could tie you back to your former residence. As we mentioned earlier, make sure you're keeping detailed records, document every step of your move, including lease agreements, utility bills, travel records, because you want to make sure you're ready for the final step, which is preparing for an audit. The New York State Department of Taxation and Finance is known for its really rigorous state audits. New York residency audits could be triggered by high income, a change in domicile, or statutory residency, or for many people moving out of the state. Audits often begin with a questionnaire requesting proof of address. Another big red flag for the state is changing your residency on January 1st. From the taxman's perspective, it's awfully convenient timing. It makes it look like you're just doing this on paper and it's not a legitimate move. So what we recommend is that you get the process started earlier if you're looking to avoid taxes for the upcoming tax year, or if you're not ready yet, then maybe start it a little bit after January 1st. By following this guide, you can significantly reduce your chances of getting audited. And if you do receive an audit, then you have all the documentation and proof that you need to defend yourself. Remember that residents who move out of New York during the tax year are generally required to file a part-year resident tax return and pay income taxes on any income earned while residing in New York. Don't forget that non-residents are still taxed on income earned from New York sources, such as wages for work performed in New York or income from property located in New York. The typical deadline for filing New York state taxes is, of course, April 15th. Expats are granted an automatic 2-month extension, so you can push that to June 15th. Non-residents and part-year residents should use Form IT-203, which is the non-resident and part-year resident income tax return. Now, clearly, the process of leaving New York involves a lot of paperwork, a lot of planning, so if you're looking for professional guidance, you should definitely check out Savvy Nomad's domicile service. Link is in the video description, and make sure you use the code YouTube for a discount off the service. If you enjoyed this video, you want more digital nomad tax tips, expat financial strategies, follow the channel. We're always putting out new content. And again, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us out in the algorithm. And if you want even more, check out our new email list, Americans Abroad. Link is in the video description. Until next time, safe travels and happy tax planning.